I am worthy.
Okay.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Rob the Fiasco Reviews. If this is your first time to Rob the Fiasco Reviews, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below because you don't want to miss out on more content like this. This video is going to be good. So today we're talking about King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, directed by my boy, Guy Ritchie. The movie starts off and it kind of gets all the reasoning for the stakes out of the way. It explains to you what's going on, why you need to root for the people that you're rooting for, and it gets that all out of the way so there's no questions to be asked later on. And then from then on in, you're just left wondering, when am I gonna see if this is a Guy Ritchie movie? Because he has a unique style. And you don't have to wait long before you get that awesome storytelling that you know him for. The way that Guy Ritchie delivers exposition, it might not be the best, but I'm telling you it's up there with the most fun and the most creative. Because the way that he tells a story and the editing techniques he uses and the way that he paces how people are talking, it's just, you're on the edge of your seat. You want to know what's happening, you want to know what's coming next, you want him to tell you a story within a story. No one does it, or few people do it as well as he does. To be honest, the first act, I enjoyed it, only because of what I just talked about, how he introduced you to the story. The middle act, the second act, for me, it was kind of weak, to be honest. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the amount of action or the pacing or just the quality of the story, but I wasn't engaged throughout the middle of the movie. I was just left wanting more high-paced dialogue, and he starts you off so high that when he comes down, I feel like it's for too long, and that wasn't working for me. So yeah, it's not only the dialogue that he's known for. The whole movie I was waiting for his signature fighting style, the way he shoots it. If you've seen Sherlock, or both Sherlocks, you know that he has a creative kind of, he's a slow-mo and the camera movements, and I was waiting for that. And about at the end of the second act, before the third act starts, you get a little taste of that, and when that part happens, you know, you're like, hey, I'm here, I've arrived. Whatever happened in the middle of the movie, I don't forgive it completely, but you're winning the goodwill back. You're getting me back into this movie. Just the fight scenes, for me, are worth the price of admission. Now, did this movie do that for me? Not completely. But when it did do that, if it gave me more of what I wanted, this movie could have been a lot better. It was a little lacking. When they did fight, it wasn't always compelling, and it wasn't, I wasn't totally convinced, and I was a little disappointed. Charlie Hunnam, I love him in Sons of Anarchy. I know he's a talented actor, but I wasn't sure about this, but I really enjoyed him. Jude Law, which you know played Watson in the Sherlock ones directed by Guy Ritchie, he was kind of iffy for me. I felt like if you just name someone else, I could see them playing him. Whereas it would take me a little longer to think of someone that could have played King Arthur. So Jude Law, I know he's talented, but for this, I wasn't a huge fan of him. The rest of the cast is actually very recognizable. If you watch Humans, the UK show, there's a guy from there who you'll know. If you watch Marco Polo, 100 Eyes is in it. If you watch Game of Thrones, and you have to watch Game of Thrones, I mean, who doesn't watch Game of Thrones? Littlefinger is in it. So the cast, they did a very good job casting this throughout. It's just for some reason Jude Law I wasn't a huge fan of. Once you get to the end of the movie, the third act, I wasn't sure if I was watching a movie, watching King Arthur, or I was playing God of War on PS4. Because just how the last scene is shot, it's very CG heavy, and it took me out of it a bit. It was so awesome, don't get me wrong, it was awesome. But I was kind of taken out of it just a bit. It was a little cartoony, it felt kind of video gamey. It was still great, just didn't feel like a movie to me anymore. The camera movements and just the fluidity at which he moves the camera, it was a pleasure to behold. It was very enjoyable for me in that sense. All in all, would I watch this on a Friday or a full price day? I can't recommend doing that. Go on a Tuesday or on whatever the cheap day is where you're from. That I can recommend. Paying the half price or the reduced price. This movie does benefit from seeing it in theaters. I wouldn't hate you if you waited for it to come on demand. If you want to wait for Netflix or whatever else, I wouldn't hate you for that. So yeah, guys, that's my review of King Arthur. Hope you guys liked it. If this is your first time to Rob the Fiasco Reviews, like I said at the beginning, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. It's summertime, guys. The content is coming, and you don't want to miss out on this channel. I promise you. My social media is all linked down below, so don't forget to subscribe to me and all that, or follow me on all that. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff is linked in the description. Comment down below, guys. Do you plan on seeing this movie? If you did you like it? Did you expect more from it? I want to know, you guys. Like, you know I like talking, so comment down below, guys. And remember, there is no spoon. Yeah, the whole time I was waiting for him to just put on his motorcycle jacket and just like ride away like a badass. I missed that show. Sons of Anarchy, that was a good show. But like all good shows, it went out when it was supposed to. I'll see you guys in the next one.